Good morning. You're tuned to Tennessee Mornings on Fox 17 and News Radio 1510 WLAC. We have news, weather, traffic, plus entertainment and more. It's time to wake up and see what's new.
Coming up, does your face sometimes look tired or even angry? It's all about those sinking lines, and Dr. Deb will tell us how you can get a younger look without the need for surgery. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to Tennessee Mornings. Does your face have sinking lines around the mouth that they sink deeper and deeper and make you look tired and weathered and even sometimes angry?
Let's stop that.
Yes.
Dr. Deb Sherman from the Sherman Aesthetic Center is here to tell you the secret of how you can magically erase the age and sinking lines off your face with a safe and effective office treatment that's the fastest growing cosmetic treatment right now. What is going on when you start developing these wrinkles? There's a combination of things, I imagine. Sunshine, age, everything else, right?
Right, but sinking lines are caused by loss of volume, and that's accelerated by facial expression.
Really?
If I may use an example,
Sure.
Imagine if your face is like this piece of paper.
Okay.
And when your skin has repeated facial expressions and you start to have happiness, sadness, frustration, we smile repeatedly.
You're right.
So what ends up happening? Repeated facial movements and expressions start to create a crease. And that crease is caused by loss. The collagen, the elastin, the hyaluronic acid, the building blocks of skin are broken, and the most common sinking line is the parentheses around our face.
Yeah.
So those lines that surround our mouth are what we call the parentheses. Well, they have a place, but not on your face.
That's what you're talking about there. I think a lot of people, if you just stop and take a minute and look closely in the mirror, you'll see that most people have those things.
They do, and when they become deep, like you see on the slide left, we actually have to fill that with a filler. And the most common hyaluronic acid fillers out there are Restylane, Juvederm, Perlane, Ultra Plus, and Ultra. And so we're finding that if we soften that line, then you get a more natural effect.
You know, doctor, a lot of people say, wait a minute, you're injecting something underneath my skin. How safe is that?
Actually, if you're putting back your own natural sugars that are building blocks of natural skin, you're just replenishing your own body's substance.
There you go.
So it's incredibly safe, and it's dissolved by your own natural metabolism.
How about that?
Now, I've heard people say, you know what, I'm just going to wait because about 10 years from now, I'm going to get a facelift and just have it all done all at one time, pulled tight. But that necessarily is not the best thing to do, really.
That's exactly right. And I get asked that every day. They say, can I just get a facelift and get it one-stop shopping? Well, a facelift is going to reduce those lines a little bit when we start to pull and stretch.
Sure.
But if we pull too much, we start to get that head in a wind tunnel
We've
look.
seen that look. You know what we're talking about. It comes out of the Hollywood look.
Yeah. Well,
You know
that
what I'm
overdone
talking
look is not natural. So
No.
you have to replenish the volume. And once we replenish the volume, you see on slide right, the lines are filled in with the filler of the Juvederm or the Restylane or the Perlane. And once we fill that in, you get a natural look. That natural look is the reason that that's the most fastest growing cosmetic treatment.
And doctor, this is like, you see this before shot and the after shot. That's what, 30 minutes?
30
Because it's
minute
instant.
offices.
You don't wait for anything to take effect. It's instant filler when you put that
It
in,
is
right?
instantaneous, and it's a magic erase.
Yeah, I can't imagine why anybody would even think about having complete facelift instead of doing a 30-minute outpatient procedure where you walk in and you're
And you know,
out.
another thing too, Kelly, you and I have talked about this before with the doctor. You have to know what you're doing. Now, you're a master injector, which is what it takes to achieve the effect we're talking about there in 30 minutes, right?
It takes scientific skill and an aesthetic eye. The artistic approach will really soften that so that people say, what has she done? She looks great.
Yeah, I know.
But they can't figure out what it is.
Now, we've seen the parentheses. Where can you use the Juvederm and other things, Restylane? Where other places on your face can you put those?
Well, the corners of the mouth can also tip upward, and we tend to have a tendency for the corners of our mouth to tip downward when we cross that 40-year mark. So you see that the lines start to weather around her mouth, and just by slightly filling that in, it can tip the corners, giving her a pleasant appearance.
I didn't realize that. That does make a big difference right there.
It's very subtle, but it's very dramatic. And then in this patient on slide left, we see that she sort of has a pencil lip. Her upper lip is out of proportion. So once we fill that in, now her mouth and her face is now proportional, and she loves that natural look.
But it doesn't look overdone and fake like some of the big plumped up
That's that natural look from a master injector.
You know, the thing is, so many of your friends and neighbors are probably having this done, you don't know it.
This is true.
It's time to join the bandwagon. You always come in with these wonderful specials for our viewers, which we're, certainly appreciative of. So what are you doing today?
Well, we're going to try something new for our Tennessee Morning viewers. We're going to do a 5-hour special, and if they call in before noon, there is a free syringe of filler for those that purchase 2 syringes, and that's a $650 value for our Tennessee Morning callers that call in before noon today.
Okay, purchase 2, the third one will be free.
There you go. Write down the phone number, everybody. It's 297-5798, 297-5798. 5 hours, so now until noon, give them a call at the Sherman Aesthetic Center.
And, of course, they're located out on Harding Road. There it is, Suite 106 at 297-5798.
Excellent.
This is wonderful. Doctor, good to see you.
My pleasure. Thank you.
All right, we'll take a break. Tennessee Mornings returns after this.